This is AP The Plug here with the Ticket Plug. Look, I have the easiest way online that you can flip your bread. We sell tickets to concerts, comedy, festivals, sports, theater, Broadway, all that type of stuff. And it's real easy. I can show you how to do it. Go to thetickettrap.com. Again, thetickettrap.com.
There's been some breaking developments, some new developments coming in about PnB Rock's murder now. It was a tragic thing when it happened. I don't know if you remember saying, man, but at the time, it was a video that was circulating. Well, there's a new development that came out today. I'm going to play this clip from a news station out in Philadelphia because they're talking about, a new angle to this case that we really didn't know about. So I'm going to play what they said, and then I'm going to get your thoughts on it.
Murder of rap star PnB Rock in broad daylight. He was from Germantown, you may recall. He was shot and killed while eating lunch at a restaurant in Los Angeles. And now there's new exclusive video coming out that sheds light on what really happened that day. The news magazine True Crime News is devoting a special edition tonight to the never-before-seen videos. The host of the True Crime News, Anna Garcia, joins us live here right now at CBS News Philadelphia. So, Anna, tell us about this video, this surveillance video.
So it's got two components to it. One is the actual shooting, the murder. And what that video very clearly shows is that PnB Rock, Rakim Allen, never stood a chance because the shooter came in, put the gun up, asked for the jewels, and within seconds he was already shot. So the opportunity to hand over the $500,000 in jewelry wasn't even there. And PnB Rock was carrying a gun. He had it in the back of his waistband, but didn't even have enough time. The man is shot, and then the shooter, you can see him grabbing the jewelry off of him, also points the gun to the girlfriend who's having lunch with him, takes some of her jewelry, but she is not shot.
Now let's talk about the girlfriend, because at first, wasn't there kind of like an implication that maybe she was involved in some way on this?
The implication was she had posted a picture from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles where this happened.
So the location, she's saying where we are.
Where we are, and she posts a picture of the food, the chicken and the waffles, not of them, not that she's with him. And then the shooting happens. But what we didn't know now that we do, what we didn't know then that we know now is that that photo had nothing to do with the murder of PnB Rock. The setup had started the minute he walked into the restaurant. He's wearing $500,000 in jewelry. There's someone there who spots him, does a fist bump. We see this on the video. He contacts someone else, a father and son team. And the food was and today we can tell you the full story. It's the entire half-hour episode on tonight here on your station.
This is a great focus, and I mean, I know the folks here in Philadelphia, because of the connection with Germantown, people are going to be very interested.
They should be. I think it will be very revealing about what happened. He never stood a chance, and then the agony that she goes through in the interrogation room, she couldn't go to the hospital with him. When you see her fear and her agony as the world is just blaming her for something, and she starts blaming herself, and it wasn't her fault.
Well, we look forward to watching this. Thanks so much for joining us. And again, you can watch True Crime News.
What's your thoughts on that, man?
Well, one, at the end, I'm glad that the young lady can get some type of peace, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Because you clearly, we're here all the time. You got to be careful what you put on social media. You got to be careful what you put out there. People are out to get them, and then we seen the picture, and a lot of people kind of attributed it to that. They point blame. Had nothing to do with that. I had an opportunity to go out to LA right after Nipsey's passing. We were in the heart of all that shit, right?
Yeah.
And you got to witness. I've been out there before. That was your first time out there. You got to witness kind of what it is. Let me ask you a question. If we would have went out there with $500,000 of jewelry, right out there at that time of that morning, would we have been food?
We'd have been got.
100%.
If not, definitely robbed, if not dead.
100%.
Right.
But that's where we were at.
So you saying he kind of brought it on himself?
Not saying he brought it on himself, but what I'm saying, when you walk into the belly of the beast like that, shit like that is going to happen. It wasn't that they were waiting online and going, okay, there he is. They's waiting, they whip. Oh, shit, there you go right there. And went and pounced, because that's the environment and that's the place that is. I could sit back and go all day on, damn, you got to be aware of your surroundings. Right. You see somebody pull up on you, grab the gun, whatever. I could say a bunch of stuff in the moment now. All of that is hindsight, man. It's tragic. It's sad that we live in that society where people will do that type of shit. $500,000 worth of jewelry, that is raw meat to real hungry lions.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was saying the same thing you were saying. He was like, nah, man, he got the right to go out and eat at Roscoe's. I was like, it's in L.A. He was like, nah, I don't care. He got the right to go out and eat. What'd you say to that?
Of course he got the right to go out to eat.
Right.
But when you put a bunch of meat on, Prepare to be food.
Man.
Like I understand. Like a very successful brother want to go out here and live by the fruits of his labor, but you also got to know where you at. And I think if that brother was 40, 50 years old and wasn't in his early 20s, the mindset and the thought of him having to put that on and flex in the jungle would be a lot less because he would have understood. But now he never has the opportunity to go ahead and redo it because, unfortunately, you would think, okay, in a perfect world, you'd be able to go out in $500,000 worth of jewelry. I don't even know if you could pull that off around here.
Right.
Like, it's just certain places you can't do that at, and you just have to know. Like, 100% he deserves to be able to go out and eat, wear whatever he wants, and do whatever he wants. But the reality is, nigga, no, you can't.
Do you think that he was ignorant to his surroundings? Because even when we was in LA, you talk about that, we seen him. We walked right past him, like, oh shit, they go PnB. We was in a total different section.
Yeah.
Maybe he's around the Staples Center
Yeah.
at that time.
Yep.
But that's crazy. Like, do you think that maybe he's from Philly? He was a little naive, like, shit, I'm in LA, like I can go wherever I want out here.
Yep. Naive to the fact that it can't happen to him, which is crazy given where he's from.
Right.
Philly ain't no joke either.
And they ain't flashy like that either.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
they know.
Right.
They do that shit. They're food. So you would think that he would kind of use that mentality in a place that is just like that. And, I mean, I'm not blaming him. Can't blame the brother now. He's no longer here. But if he would have moved differently, maybe he would be.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna say that he brought it on himself, but in a way he kind of did, because you gotta. He knows, like he understands, and he let his guard down for just that one time, and usually that's when it happens to you. Not saying that's per se his fault. The people that did it is pieces of shit. They crumbs, for doing that, and then like get a man a chance to take off his jewelry. Like you just shot him quick, like probably who knows why or how or anything like that. Maybe the dude was scared. I don't know. It was on camera, so PnB probably didn't even get a chance to say anything to him. But then a lot of people said, "Oh, you should have been strapped." He was.
Was.
A lot of people get hit with guns on them.
Yep.
But we can all say hindsight. Like I would say, "Oh, you should have had a security with him." And come on, man. Like you waking up, you're going out with your girl. He wasn't expecting that. It was just a crucial mistake that unfortunately cost him his life in front of his girl. And even to talk to that aspect about. Immediately people started with this rumor shit. And this is what I talk about, the toxic internet and the toxic content creators. This woman is in agony, pain, and now she has to look on the internet and see that people are blaming her for the death. And it's not like if you just did the video, because some people just did the video and talked about the circumstance. Like, okay, she put up this, but I don't know if it really correlated with that. Some people said, nah, you did it. It's because of this. Is why they seen and they knew you was there and you got him killed. People was running with that.
Yep.
And that's the part I don't like about this, because it's usually people that are faceless, that don't show their face, that get to run with these type of narratives. But it's sad, man. Like it's sad to see, especially a guy like him. But he let his guard down, unfortunately, man. And it cost him his life.
That's it. And there's nothing we could do about that. Hindsight is 2020 now. I could sit back all day and go, damn, I should have pulled out the gun, but we weren't there, bro. How many times have we made a terrible mistake? I got into a fender bender 20-something years ago. I wish I didn't do what I did to get to that fender bender, but you know what? I did, and it's easy to think of not doing it now. But in them moments, man, you don't know.
The element, like, once you become an internet, like even us, like we'll be places and people will spot us. Coming out of the damn studio sometime, we're like, damn, like... And you just never know. Once you're out there in front of millions of people and you had somewhat, even a small celebrity, you never know who's watching you. You know what I mean? So I think you have to move as such. I'm not saying that we're PnB Rock or nothing like that, but, I would know not to move like that. Like certain areas, like I'm not going to have 50,000, $500,000 worth of jewelry on.
Yeah.
And a benzo, in the hood.
In Long Beach.
I don't even know the area. Like, was it an area? That was obviously it was, but did it look bad in the area, or does it like deceiving? I know Cali's a little deceiving sometimes.
There were far safer Roscoe's to go to than that one he went to right there. That's not the Roscoe's you do that at.
Do you think
Period.
that he was maybe even trying to flex, like, yo, man, I can go anywhere with today. I'll be in, you know what I mean? Do you see that element involved?
Yeah, that's the culture.
Right.
That's the culture we're in. I'm not just going to isolate him in that situation. That's the culture we're in. They
Right.
all do that shit.
Yeah.
And they do it in cities around the country where you don't really do that shit. And it happens more often than we know. How many of these young goofy rappers getting their shit took, and we got to find an OG that has to go to their thing and go get something back that we hear about? And it's probably a million more occasions where it don't happen. Unfortunately, in this circumstance, whoever went in there, they went in there with a murder mentality. They didn't care. They was taking his head off at the slightest movement. He could have gave him the wrong look. Bow.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they were on, if they were under the influence, or if they just had that shit in their heart. Whatever the case, that brother's no longer here. And it's the culture. It's the culture that we, to a certain level and a certain degree, have to flex, have to show that we are just a slightly above everybody else. If he was at a fight, if he was at a concert, if he was at, you know what I mean, BET Awards, you got all that shit on, cool. You walk into Roscoe's in that place, and we could talk about it all day, but man.
And even think about it, like, it's a possibility that he still would have got killed if he didn't have the jewelry or robbed, possibility, but once you got all those jewels on, it's inviting somebody. Yeah. Like, yo, tickle the money right there. Yeah. Like, you in the whip, okay. Right, he might have a few $1,000s on him, but you see all this jewelry, all these diamonds. He's like, yo, this is a come up, dog. This can change my life. Let me go get that.
It's animalistic mentality.
Yeah.
You could have raw meat sitting in your house and vultures won't come in there, but put that shit right outside your door and let them see it and smell it. They're attacking.
Man.
And that's what we saw, man.
Yeah.
Condolences, and I'm glad that woman gets to kind of get some type of closure, and she don't got to blame herself for this shit.
Yeah, man. And I hate that she has to go through all of this, man. But, you know, it is what it is.